get a pillow or a block. But I think a pillow is going to be better. If you have any questions, now's the time. I'm going to try and see this from, I had to put you guys up high so you could see me. So we're going to do a lot of standing, stretching. So get yourself in a place where you can stretch your arms. Hi, Ryan. Okay, I think it's time, right? Okay, it's time. Welcome! Yay! Thanks for joining me in my bedroom. Aerial view. Okay, we're going to start standing. We're going to do everything standing until the very end. So I'm going to try and check the comments, but it's a little hard for me to read from back here, so maybe I'll see them later. So, starting from the feet, we're going to bring our hands to our hips. You're going to press into your heels. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see it. I'm going to move my whole legs back. So I start to shift the weight into my heels, which you'll notice makes me stand taller. So you're going to start with that. Then you're going to lift your toes, spread them wide. Try to keep moving back like you're almost going to fall. And then let your toes come down. And this should be how you're standing the whole time. So once your toes come down, you're pressing into your feet and you're feeling this kind of wrapping of your thighs. You're hugging the bones. Think of it that way. And as you're hugging with your outer thighs and you're kind of wrapping out and up, your inner thighs are kind of moving back and up. So there's this like oppositional force on both legs. With your hands on your hips and your thighs back. You're going to keep that and you're going to think with your hands on your hips about lifting your ribs straight up. So be careful. You're not lifting out, right? You're keeping your ribs quiet and you're just lifting everything up and making your sides longer. And then from there, you start to spread the shoulders away from each other. So just try and find that action to start. You're engaging your legs, you're pressing through the feet, you're moving your legs back, you're lifting the chest away from the hips, you're spreading the shoulders. Once you find that, you're going to bring your arms out to a T. I'm going to turn so you can see. And you're going to flip your right palm to the sky and you're going to look at it. And you're going to think about starting from the collarbone, reaching out and away from you, through your elbow, through your wrist. So you're sending that arm away and away. Be careful you're not sending it back. You're just sending it straight out. Now you're going to turn to the other hand, flip the palm, spin it up, reach away, 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 away. Good. Send your gaze back. So keep your legs, keep your thighs moving back, keep pressing through the heels, keep that space in your torso, and you're going to start to lift the arms overhead. Now be careful. We don't want to lift with our chest. We want to keep everything quiet and just bring the arms up by the ears. And as you do that, you're reaching up, 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 up. You keep trying to find the length in your torso, in your sides. And once you get there, once you're reaching all the way up, you'll notice that your neck and your shoulders are engaged too. So you want to think about the action coming from outside. Outside of the arms are lifting up, and then the inside can kind of release. Breathe here. Keep reaching up as high as you can. I'm going to see if there's any questions. No, just some people watching. Hi. Keep reaching up. When you've had enough, flip your palms. Reach away from yourself. Come back down. Spin the palms forward. Come back to your feet. Notice what you've lost. Notice what you've lost in your legs. All right, next thing. Interlace your fingers in front of your heart. Try to keep all that space we just kind of found with the spreading of the shoulders. Try to keep your thighs back and your low back and upper back long. And you're going to flip the palms. And without letting your chest be really quiet, start to stretch your arms forward. So notice it's really tempting to want to do something like that. We want to keep everything. We want to keep the thighs moving back. We want to keep pressing through the feet. And you reach through your wrists. And you want to try and keep your thumbs and your pinkies together. So once you've gone out in front of you, keep the thighs moving back. Keep the weight in the heels. Keep your torso long, start to reach your arms up. So maybe pause about halfway. And some of you maybe are arching with your back instead of just moving the arms. So we're going to move the arms about here. And then you're going to think about reaching up and forward so you can find all this length in your back. So you're reaching up and forward. You're kind of rounding a little bit to find that. Then you want to keep that and think of it all just stacking up, 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 up. Reach, 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 reach. So your palms are reaching towards the sky. The action is coming from the outside of your arms, but you're not moving the arms back by arching your back. You're just lifting through the sides and moving the arms back. So breathe here. Keep thinking up. If you want to go deeper, wrists back, shoulders forward. But this is all quiet. This is not moving. When you've had enough here, you can bring your hands back in front of you. Flip the palms, bring them in front of your heart. I'm just going to check to see if there's any questions. Okay, we're good. Okay, great. So now that you're back in front of your heart, maybe come back to your feet, see what you've lost in your legs. And then you're going to move the bottom pinky up. So you're switching the cross of the fingers. You're going to join the thumbs and the pinkies. You're going to flip your palms. Once again, send the thighs back as you reach the arms straight in front of you. Keep pressing through your feet and lift the arms straight up so the chest is quiet and you start to feel your sides and your back lengthen. Again, if you want to stop here, reach a little forward and find the length in your upper back. And then keep that and think about it all just stacking up, 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 up. Then, once you find all that height, maybe you've noticed this is all engaged again. So see if you can keep reaching up from the outside and then release on the inside. Play with that. Breathe here. If you feel like you can go deeper, shoulders forward, wrists back, chest does not move because then it becomes a different stretch. So breathe. And when you're done, come back forward, flip the palms, and just release your arms by your sides for a moment, finding Tadasana. See if that has made a little bit of a difference already. And we'll move on to another pose. So, right arm forward. You're going to take your left arm and you're going to turn the bicep. But be careful. So it's like your shoulder might want to go all the way out. We're going to try to keep the shoulder on the back and we're going to flip the arm inside the socket. And we're going to lift the arm up and bend the elbow and place your hand on your back. So what tends to happen here is we let everything go and the arm wants to go out. So once you have your hand on your back, you can grab the outside of your bicep and spin it in and reach it up, and you'll feel more of a stretch here. You can also think about kind of like a split under your armpit where everything below it is reaching down into your feet, everything above it is reaching up. Then you bring your other hand on top of the elbow and you keep pressing up, 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 up. But again, be careful. We're really apt to just let our chest and our back do the work, but that's not what we're doing. We're trying to stretch our body and our sides, release that shoulder tension. So spin it in, lift it up, keep the thighs moving back, keep pressing through the feet. Breathe here as long as you like. Again, if you feel like you can release in the inner shoulder and the neck, play with that. And when you are done, you just come out of it. Nice and gentle. And just kind of wait here. You might notice that my shoulder is like a lot lower than the other one. And then we'll do the other side. So left arm forward. Right hand spins the arm inside the shoulder. You start to reach it up. Don't forget your legs. Bend the arm behind you. Bring the other, first spin it in and up. Then bring the hand on top and press into it. So you'll notice I'm lifting up, but I'm trying not to let my chest and my hips move. I'm thinking about just going straight up into the arm or into the hand. Breathing. And one side will always be different than the other. Keep breathing. Hi, everyone. When you've had enough, gently release it. Just let it go. And maybe your shoulders feel a little more equal now. Awesome. Okay, the next one we're gonna do, so a lot of people are asking about shoulders and neck, and a lot of the time what we need to do is not a move to release them, is to actually release them. So we're gonna kind of work on that with this move. This isn't super quiet. It's kind of nice to do just like any time. So you're gonna take your right hand and you're gonna start, just kind of let everything be soft, actually, kind of round. See what you can let go of. And then you're gonna take your right hand and you're gonna spin the palm back and you're gonna start to work the forearm up the back. So what's gonna happen here is your chest is gonna wanna move to make room for it. That's okay. You can do that to kind of get it in that sweet spot that feels good to you. But then if your chest is all the way out here, come back to the legs, come back to the torso, lift the ribs straight up, not out, and see where you can land. Once you find something you like, you're gonna take your other hand and you're just gonna gently kind of spread from the collarbone out to the shoulder and try and release. It's super subtle and gentle, but what we're working on is like finding that spread so that eventually the shoulder blade, which is wanting to poke out, can kind of lay flat on the back. So once you've done that and you've kind of played with this position and you breathe here, you can just kind of gently, quietly as you can, see if you can just let that arm melt down. And then let the other one come down. Pause here for a few breaths. See how that feels. When you're ready, you're going to do the other hand. So you're going to spin the palm back. You're going to reach the forearm up the back. Find wherever you find it. Might not be that high. We're all different. But once you find it, come back to the legs. Come back to the torso. Lift up. Find all that length we've been looking for. And then gently just massage. Spread. So your shoulder moves back a little bit, but again, you have to be careful because when we do this stuff, our chest wants to join the party, and that's not really what we're trying to do. So spread, keep the legs going, keep the hips back, keep the thighs back, keep lengthening through your torso, and just see what you can let go of. And when you're ready, you can just gently let that go. Spin the palms forward. Good job. Let's see, what time is it? So much time left. Okay. The next one is you can do two variations. You can either grab opposite elbows, like so, or you can go for reverse prayer. So you kind of start with your hands in prayer, you flip them, you creep them up as high as you can. So you'll notice that my hands don't meet right away. So that's okay. You can kind of keep them flat, snake them up if that's okay for you. And then once you find it, you start to press your hands together while you spread the shoulders out. So you're not, again, using your chest. You're working from the shoulders, pressing into the palms. And I have to be careful too because I want to go like that. So we're all in the same boat. Keep lifting, keep the weight back, press the palms together, spread the shoulders, see what you can do. Or you can do this, which is totally fine. And if you're doing this, after a few breaths, you can then switch whatever arm's grabbing the other arm. Good. So take a few breaths here when you've had enough. Quietly as you can, let everything go. Spin the palms and breathe. Nice. Okay. We're gonna do a little down dog to kind of work on that. And then we're gonna do some restorative and then we'll be done for today. And you guys can tell me what you think. Okay, so let's go to hands and knees on the mat. And I hope you can see, I really tried to find the best angle in my teeny tiny little room. And think about turning the palms out a little bit, pressing into the outsides of your hands and the inside so that you can really straighten your arms. And as you're doing that, think of all that action we just did in spreading the collarbone, spreading the shoulders away from each other, and see if you can find that. You're going to take your toes wide and maybe shorten your stance a little bit. And then pressing into the earth, you're going to send your hips as high as you can. So you're keeping your knees bent and your heels lifted so you can move your hips up, 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 up. And so then you might notice your shoulders are creeping towards your ears. So keep pressing on the hands, keep reaching from the outside, just like when we were doing all this work. The action comes from the outside of the hands, pressing into the floor. And then see if you can release all of this, the neck, the shoulders on the inside as you are up in your down dog. And if this doesn't work for you, please don't be a hero. Come on down. But if you're still here and you can find that length and you can lift your hips and find a lot of length in your torso, then maybe you can start straightening your legs and sending your thighs back. But see if you can breathe here. And when you're done, just come down to hands and knees. And we'll take an active child's pose. We'll bring our toes together, knees wide. Walk your hands a little further away from you. Keep your elbows lifted and press your hips back and lengthen through. So you also want to think about your front body and your back body is going back at the same time, if that works for you. So pause here, breathe. You don't want to collapse in the chest. You want to grow out from the top of the chest, sending the hips away from the shoulders, just getting a lot of length. And while you're here, you can kind of work on either side. You can press into your right hand and send your right hip back. You can press into your left hand and send your left hip back. It's not necessarily a shifting of the hips. It's more of just an isolating of one side and then the other. So play with that as much as you like. And when you're ready, come up out of it and grab your prop. So there's a few ways to do this. I think this is the best one. If you have a pillow or a blanket that's about this size, so it's like as big as your rib cage. And you're gonna put it on your mat. And you wanna have your whole rib cage on the pillow. So like the bottom of your rib cage is on the bottom of the pillow. And you just kind of roll back so that everything is on the pillow. And you can also grab the outsides of your mat. I don't know if you, yeah, and then kind of tuck your shoulders a little bit under so they're kind of flat. And then it's your choice. You can stay here. This is a nice kind of opening, gentle. If you want to get a little more of a stretch, you can go for cactus arms. You could also go for a full reach if you want to. I find that for me, this is a really nice shoulder and front of the shoulders and chest opening that I like. So I will be here, and then I'm going to walk my feet wide and let the knees come together so that I can release my low back. You can choose to do that, or you can walk your feet together let the soles come together, let your knees fall apart for a little bit of a hip opener. If you have props at home, you can prop up your knees. But I'm going to let you stay here and I'm going to check these comments if there are any. Hi, Carol. Hi, Michael. So this is a restorative posture. And the thing about restorative is that it's something you should really hold for like 5 breaths. And I think it's really important to kind of incorporate this into your practice, because especially in times like these when we're kind of being forced to sit still and do nothing, sometimes a little gentle posture like that can help you slow down and get into that mindset. A teacher of mine actually recommended that sometimes if you're having trouble with your practice and you feel like you can't quiet your mind or be present on your mat, start with a restorative posture and kind of start by making yourself say, we are going to sit here and we're going to deal with it. So take this posture as long as you like. You can stay here for Shavasana for another few minutes. You could also make your way off of it and come down to full Shavasana. So that's pretty much the practice today. I might have gone through it a little quicker than planned. But if anyone has any questions or wants to review anything, it looks like, we have a little time. And I'll keep doing stuff like this while we're all kind of in this isolation. And all my group classes are canceled as of now. And, I know we all need to move and we all kind of want that community. So I feel like I'm going to go live so we can feel like we're together. And it'll be a little more special than just posting videos. So keep sending me what you want, or if any of this that you saw inspired something else. I'm gonna post this, or I guess it's gonna be posted. I'm not really sure how these things work, but it will be on. So if you missed it or you want to send it to another friend, please do. And I just hope you're all staying sane and safe. And I'm really blessed that you joined me today. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.